Okay.
And we're recording. So here we go. Here comes your sound check so you can line all of the audio up.
Mm-hmm.
Bloop. Pop. 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 I wanted you to see my mouth movement so that way you can line
leaving that in there, dude. I swear on God.
Pop. That's fine if you do. Okay, fuck it. Here we go. Guys, welcome back to the 6th episode of the DCP. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Where the fuck is our third guest? Where is our third guest?
He's not real.
He's not real. First off, we kind of debated you into that. We had to reschedule.
Again.
A bunch of stuff happened. HYLAND was.
I had gnawed stomach.
He was dying.
Yeah, no, I okay, so I'll tell you what happened. I ate some McDonald's, right? So sorry. I went to bed at like maybe 8 a.m. Woke up, my brother's like, yo, your McDonald's is here. So I scarfed that shit down, went back to bed, woke up and went, uh-oh, this isn't good. And I set a timer for four because that's when we were like an hour before we were supposed to record.
Oh no.
And that's when I was like, this ain't good. Went on the toilet, had an ass blaster cannon of a shit.
Yeah.
Thought I'd feel better. No, started getting a little nauseous. No. So I was like, no. So I was like, I'm gonna hop in the shower. Hopped in the shower. You know when you curl up in a ball laying down in the shower?
I usually curl up into triangles, but you know. That's
Yeah,
just me.
see, well, I couldn't even do that. So,
oh shit.
Yeah, I was all spherical and shit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, I can't even stand up in the shower, and I was like getting ready to blow chunks. And so I got out of the shower. I was like, oh God. Laid in my bed, and I was like, I can't believe I'm gonna have to send this text.
Oh
I
no.
can't.
Were tears just like rolling down your face?
Oh, I felt like shit, dude. I felt so
Yeah.
bad because this was the second time, and I was like, dude, we're never gonna have a guest.
You blew it again. 2 weeks in a row, HYLAND fucks this up. Damn. What was the first time you ruined the audio?
Okay, no, motherfucker. All right, yeah, I did.
No. First time you ruined the first time the audio gets fucked up and we don't have our third guest in the audio.
Yep.
Oh my God. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I need to enable streamer mode in my. Oh, that's so annoying.
Oh, why? You hear a little badoo?
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
Well,
I didn't hear it, so it doesn't matter.
Woo!
You could be sitting there having a full conversation, and it wouldn't matter.
Movie fucking magic, baby. I love it. So the first time you ruined the audio, just like I almost did.
Mm-hmm.
The second time you had to reschedule because of your fake fucking stomach ache.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, your real stomach aches.
Fuck.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Fuck off.
No, it's okay. It all works out, man. We rescheduled with our third guest, and it's so funny, HYLAND. I don't know if in your stream people are always trying to, or in your Discord people are trying to guess the third guest.
Oh, all the time.
Like Casey, I think asked me. She's like, "Oh, is it cheese?" And then I think Alex asked me if it was going to be cheese as well, or somebody else did if it was going to be cheese. But I said it's nobody that anybody knows.
Yeah.
You know? I also was cruising on my Facebook, and I have a couple of other friends that have really cool and kind of like interesting career paths that I wanted to talk to you. And obviously, we'll talk off the podcast, but it'd be awesome, and I think you would really enjoy having them on the podcast on some later date as well.
Yeah, dude, that depends if I come up with some gnarly excuse or fuck up audio again.
Oh yeah, I got nom shits.
Yeah, okay, I wasn't kidding, dude. Like, them shits were steamy, dude. Like, I don't know, you just know when you can feel like the ring of your asshole. Well, fuck, I was feeling it that day, you know? Like,
yeah,
it was bad.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. No, man, it fucking happens, dude. You know, like, bodies are sensitive. It just kind of goes to show that fast food is really bad for you.
It's terrible. It destroys all the good flora in your stomach.
Everything, dude. Yeah, fucking the Baconator doesn't sit well with me. No. And McDonald's obviously doesn't sit well with you.
That's never happened before, though. That's the first time where it's been like that's the first time I can remember. Like, I'll get a stomach ache sometimes, but you know, it's kind of just like, oh, I'm full and like lay in bed and you kind of just you sit it off, but like this one was like I don't like a herniated arrest.
Oh my God.
Like it was like I was
Were
having
you,
some major cramps.
were you scared that it was COVID at all?
No, fuck no, dude. I don't go out and see anybody.
That's
Yet
true. Well,
yesterday
hey,
was the first day I went to work in like 4 months.
that's what I was gonna ask you. How was it?
Dude, it was wild. Dude, I
Oh, what?
dude, I don't even know. Okay, so like, I love everybody at my work. They're wonderful people, but my job is just it's so weird. Like like this lady came up at the end of the day and it's always at close, right? It's always like end of the day bullshit. And
Oh yeah.
she's got a fuck ton of stuff, like worth hundreds of dollars. And she's sketching me out so hard. Like I'm doing the whole fucking moving to section watching her. And like every time
Hmm.
somebody went to go help her, she just didn't want help and she was pissed off. But then she came to the till and she like was gonna pay for this shit, but she only had $100 bills. One, that's pretty sketchy. Two, you have to have an ID here for $100 bills because there's a lot of counterfeits. She didn't have any picture
Wow.
ID, and that's sus as hell. If you don't have any picture ID, like any whatsoever,
So you
so
have $100 bill and no picture ID, and in Canada that rings alarms.
you can't buy shit. Yeah,
That's so weird, man. It's because you guys have that monopoly money, bro.
dude, it's there. Yeah, there's a lot of it's mainly just hundreds. Like those are the fucking reprints and stuff that the government's all like, we're scared.
Right.
So and then she's like, You can call my union, bitch. We who where we don't have like we don't call your union. And she's like, you can call my bank. No, we don't call your bank. All right, you
Yeah, and
call
what's
your
the bank
bank.
gonna say? What's the
Yeah.
bank gonna say?
It's like, oh yeah, fucking Catherine McDougal withdrew fucking $800 with 100 bills like last
And I
week.
gave her 5 100s. I gave
Yeah.
her 450s, and then
Like,
like what? Like
how many
what are you gonna fucking do
transactions do
with
they
that?
go through a fucking day? Like how many
That's what I'm
times do they
saying.
give money out to people? And then she's like, if it looks like I'm fat, it's because I have a hernia. I'm like sitting there like, what? Aren't you supposed to go like that's surgery, dude? You're
Yeah.
supposed to. She's like, this lump here is a hernia. I'm like, oh my god. And she was like twitching, moving so fast, like off some speed type shit, right? And I was just thinking to myself, like, you're so worried about getting the bestos on these clothes, yet you have like literally 37 seconds on this earth left to live. Like this shit is gonna explode inside you. If we can
Oh my
physically see
goodness.
it, there's an issue.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was
Well,
my day.
so what ended up happening with her though? Hold on.
We told her you can't buy any of this shit. She was super sweet all of a sudden at the till and said, okay, I'll come back tomorrow with picture ID and buy it tomorrow. I was like, okay.
So tomorrow is technically today.
Today,
right?
sorry, yeah, today.
Okay, and yeah, obviously you're not working, so how would you know? How would you know if she came back? Is what I'm saying. You know. Like, how would you
I'll
know
hear
if she
about
came
it.
Back? Nice.
I'll
Well,
hear
that's cool,
about
man.
it.
I'm glad that was the biggest problem you had at work yesterday for the first time in what, months?
Yeah, I'd say like 4 months, probably. I'm surprised my coworkers even recognize me.
Really? Were they all surprised to see you?
Well, they all knew I was. My boss didn't even put me on the schedule. She just texted me. It was like, "Yo, you work 1 to 6 on Saturday," and I was like, "Okay." So so none of them really knew I was working. I don't think because I was on the schedule except for her. But everyone was just like, "Long time no see," and like I was like, "Fuck, dude, I barely even remember your faces."
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds fucking awesome, dude. That sounds great.
It could have been worse. It could have been better. It could have been a whole bunch of things.
Probably could have been a lot worse, actually. Doesn't sound too bad. Well, at least you're back to making some bread, right?
Oh yeah, I think one
yeah.
one shift. Oh, one
Yo, you
5-hour
get paid rent
shift.
that way. That's rent money, bro. What do you mean? You get
That's
paid like
fucking rent money. That doesn't even pay my phone bill.
it's like $100 an hour you make, right?
Yeah, dude, $100 printed Canadian bills reprints.
Bro, I actually went to Target the other day and I was in the toy section. I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna plan to go to Canada when the money comes open. So let me get like a Monopoly box, and I'll just take out the money. That way I can be rich in Canada.
Bro, bro. Nah, you're gonna need a whole lot more than that. We about to be like Germany buying fucking what was it in 1944, 45 in the Second World War, buying bread with wheelbarrows full of money. I can't speak. But you know what I mean, because of the
Oh
whole
yeah,
they were trying to reprint money and get the economy back up. That's what it's gonna be like here.
yeah. I like wheelberries though.
Yeah, wheelberries. Nah,
Oh.
you're gonna be at restaurants like, so can I please have some more?
Is that what they sound like in Germany?
I don't know, but I mean here.
Nine.
Yeah, I feel like it's more like that.
Everything they say sounds so angry.
Oh, dude, their language is disgusting.
You know what else? You know what else gets me fucking riled up?
What's that?
Krunker.
Oh, here we go.
Krunker.
Krunker does
Yes.
hit a different spot.
It hits a different spot, bro.
It's such a love-hate relationship.
It is like when I first played this game, and I think it was what episode 1 or 2 when we were talking about games, or no, I think it was episode 1 when we were
It
talking
was
about how
episode
we
1.
met.
Yeah.
Yeah, how we met because of the Krunker community,
Mhm.
which most of the community is fucking awesome.
100%.
I love everybody that I've met and been able to network with thus far in the Krunker community. It's great. But there are just some things that I think can be different.
Yeah, there definitely are. There are definitely a bunch of things. Like the biggest thing that is like a well-known thing is probably the hacking.
Oh my God, the hacking, bro, is serious.
And I was like, so because I was like thinking to myself, like if I were the developers, like what can I'm like trying to think from a business standpoint, right? Like what they would
Mm-hmm.
kind of how they would look at it is like, what could I do that wouldn't cost an insane amount of fucking money and would still be like pretty reliable. And like what I came up with in my head was just emails. You just add like you just email and then an email confirmation.
I feel like that's a very simple solution.
It really is because like I don't think it's expensive for one. I haven't looked into it, so I could be talking out of my ass, but like
Mm-hmm.
the reason people will hack in that game because you can be a guest for one, and it's so easy. There's no like you don't have to go out of your way to hack, right? It's 2 clicks. You click the game and you download some hacks and you're there. So
Yeah, you
it's
just
that easy.
move around some files, and
Yeah,
that's
and there's
it.
no repercussions as a guest, right? Like, yeah, the new IP ban system in place it's good. It's helped quite a bit that I've
Which is
seen.
interesting. If somebody can get IP banned, with a regular name, like somebody has a name of like Sexy Mexy, right?
Mhm.
And they can get IP banned. What? Obviously, every computer comes with an address, and there's a certain connection that happens between our computers or our devices and the Krunker devices, right? Or the Krunker server.
Yeah.
So if there's that connection, guest 25 or guest 2
Mhm.
that connects to the Krunker servers, there's an address there. So is it really that difficult to start implementing IP bans on some of these guests, or just bans
I
in general on
don't
some of these guests?
see. I was thinking the same thing, but when talking to some of the members who are kind of like, the KPD, who kind of control
Right.
that shit, in a sense.
Right.
They really go for only the people who have accounts who are gonna be like reoccurring people that come back and do this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're only looking for like people who've been playing the game for a while, like level 20s or level 30s or whatever, and are hacking and want to deal with that, from what I know
Mhm.
and from what I've heard. But what blows my mind is that, yeah, I don't know, like I just I just feel like there's a way that they could go about doing it much better. Like adding another step. Like they have the IP ban system now, which is awesome. But like the email confirmation thing is so easy. Like it deters hackers because now they have to go and put in their actual email, and by having to confirm it, you can't just use a burner email.
Right. Well, do you think that because if somebody wants to hack in this game, if somebody's looking to hack, they're going to hack whether they're a guest or whether they have a legit, account, whether it's through email or just a registered account in general. Um, w- oh God, I'm like losing my train of thought because I have so much that I want to
Yeah.
say, and it's all trying to flood out. But wouldn't they just wouldn't the hackers just become a guest and then just hack? Because a lot of
Well,
hackers,
there, but like,
despite a few, they don't become like high up in level. They're usually like 25, 30 and below.
yeah. See, I was thinking about that too. But remember, your computer has an IP address. So it's
Yeah.
traced back to that. So if they're playing on the
Right.
same computer as a guest and they get caught, it means they won't be able to play Krunker on their main account either, because it's through the same
Right.
IP address, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
So when you're IP banned, you won't be able to play on
Yeah. I
that
guess I
computer.
was. I guess in my head, I'm kind of thinking about the people that are just trolling with hacks just to troll. Because there's like, we've seen, plenty of level ones and level twos that literally just don't give a shit. They talk shit in Krunker chat.
Mm-hmm.
They're completely obvious about everything and they're like provoking everybody and they don't really give a shit. Those guys are clearly just hacking just to hack,
Yeah, just to fuck
regardless.
around.
Because there's probably those little kids that are like, well, fucking Moon and Rainsong are in my games all the time, and we run the same lobbies that in order to be able to like try to. And there's other sweats and comp players in there as well, but in order to just hold my own, because these guys are in 30 fucking FPS Chromebooks, or these kids rather,
Mm-hmm.
they're looking for a way. And I'm not trying to justify somebody to hack, but I do have a little bit more sympathy for those kids that, are scared of getting hacked, but also want to progress in a game full of sweaty people.
Yeah, no, there's
'Cause-
definitely there's a side to it. Like I don't agree. Like I don't think there's no like justification for hacking whatsoever in any game,
Right.
in my opinion.
Right. I
Uh,
still agree.
yeah, I can see where you're coming from, but at the same time, like I don't know, it's not like the way I look at it. It's like, yeah, it's a really fun, cool thing, and Krunker's a really great thing, just like any other video game. But I mean, if you can't play it, then don't fucking play it.
Then don't play it. Right.
Like it's not a necessity. You know
Like,
what I mean?
yeah, that's true. No, Krunker is
Yeah,
is my way to
yeah.
live. It's the only thing I live for. There's
Give me
nothing else.
care.
Let's switch over real quick because Krunker is a fucking fun game, bro.
Oh, it's
Like
ridiculously fun.
just like every other game, every game has their downfall.
100%.
But Krunker is so fun and so addicting. Honestly, why do you think that is?
I think it's the movement and skins, because the movement's unlike anything else in any other game I've ever played.
Right.
It's just
The mo-
it's like the mechanic of the movement and like all the different ways you can like move on top of the crazy movement that's already implemented.
Mm-hmm. Do
Like
you think that the movement in general, like the slide hop was obviously intentional? The sliding and the hopping were intentional, but do you think the actual function of a B hop or a slide hop, the way that it's being used now, was initially intended?
I honestly, not to the extent that it is.
Yeah,
Honestly
'cause you
think the
can
devs
fucking
just ran with
boom,
it.
dude.
Yeah, I think the devs just ran with that. Like once they saw that mechanic, because it makes it unique. Because like you can b hop in so many games like CS:GO and all that shit, right? But
Right,
like
right.
it's way harder. Like it is a fuck ton harder to get that right, because it's like so tick sensitive, like specific.
Mm-hmm.
And with Krunker, it seems like there's a little bit of give and go on that note. There's a little bit of leeway. That's why it's like once
Yeah.
you learn it, it's easy to do.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think like going that fast in that game. I don't think that was like the thought. You know what I mean? Like just because
Oh
like
yeah.
it, like I've had players zoom across my screen to the point where like my reaction time can't keep up. Like it happens all the time. I'm like I don't feel slow. I'm not that slow at the game. And like when I see someone go by that fast, I'm like, holy shit, what the hell? So like I really don't think it was like this is what we're gonna do, and it was like a thought of idea. I think they just ran with it once they saw it happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a great accident. I think, and you know a little bit more about Minecraft, but correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't creepers a complete accident
I have
in
no idea.
Minecraft?
I don't know the history of that.
Oh, okay. I thought I had read something where creepers were. Maybe if somebody wants to, say something in the comments and clarify this for me, but I'm pretty sure that the original devs, Mojang,
Yeah, Mojang.
um,
Yeah,
Mojang, I'm pretty sure that he accidentally made a creeper while trying to make something else,
that
but
wouldn't
then
surprise
ran
me.
with. Yeah, which I mean, I guess it happens all the time in video games,
Oh yeah,
not
100%,
specifically blocky games.
100%. Yeah, no, that'd be really cool if somebody could. I mean, we could always look it up, but it'd be even cooler if somebody gave us a little history, look back on that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I've thought about buying the Mojang book specifically just to have as like a memorabilia as a gamer, you know?
Yeah, that would be really cool.
It'd
I
be
think
it'd be super sick.
yeah, I don't know, it'd be something like, one day if like you had your own office and you have like those
Hmm.
glass shelves or some shit, it'd just be something you'd throw in there.
Yo, yeah, definitely, bro. Just see it on the shelf, bro. It just gives a good look, you know. I wish that I had the. I'm actually thinking about redoing my room here and leaving the couch where it is, but completely moving my gaming setup over to a different wall, so the window would actually be completely behind me as opposed to at like this angle.
You
But
gotcha.
dude, I wish that I can have like the whole
Oh, dude.
gaming shelves in the background with all the LED
I
lights. You
know it's
know,
so beautiful. It's
it's
like
so
that's like one of my
it's so
dreams.
it's so eye catching, bro. I
It
love
is.
it.
It is. It's so aesthetically pleasing.
It
Like
really is.
and just like to have your own like I have my own space and we have our own spaces, but like
Hmm.
dedicated to that one specific thing. Like that's your room to do with whatever you want
Oh yeah,
with.
set it
Like
up however you want. You're building around your gaming setup. You know, like
yeah.
not just the art, but like you're building around your gaming setup, which is super sick. I really love when I was watching this Facebook video, and I don't mean to get too far off, but this guy built a like an entire case around his TV that looked like I think it was a Nintendo Switch.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, and he did it all out of wood. So he fit his TV inside of this wooden case. And on the left and right were obviously the buttons that a Nintendo Switch has. Bro, it looks and it was on his wall. He had every gaming console, bro. The setup just in this the room and the gaming room in general. I don't think he's a streamer, but it just looks so clean and so beautiful, bro, that I would never want to leave.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
You know?
That's the thing. It just like it'd be dangerous.
It really would. It really would. But hey, you know, I had mentioned streamers, and obviously the hackers are an issue, and there's so many different ways that we think that any dev in any game can take care of hackers. You know, despite dollar amount, because I'm
Mhm.
sure it costs money to put in
Oh, it
anti
does.
cheat. And I don't mean I don't think we know exactly how much
No.
Yendis as a company is really making. You know.
No, no, exactly. So that's why I don't want to like, shit rag on them for it.
Oh,
It's just
totally.
it's just like, maybe these are some options.
These are some cheap steps before having to spend really any money. Sure, you might have to, maybe you have a payroll where you have to pay somebody to, start coding and implementing some of these verified email accounts to have an account in Krunker.
That'd just be a
But yeah,
one-time thing though.
it's a one-time thing. It's a lot cheaper. It's a lot simpler. And really the payroll for whoever's doing it, unless they're doing it themselves, it would be super cheap, you know?
Yeah, well, like even for instance, ev.io I had to put in my email.
That's right. And as did I, which
Y-
that game goes fucking hard, bro,
That
by
game
the way.
does that. That's a new. I streamed it this morning actually.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, and it was tons of fun, dude. Even like the people from Krunker were watching it, and they were like, "Yeah, no, this is lots of fun." But funny thing is do you know who Sweaters is in
I
chat?
don't know.
Okay, so
Uh-uh.
he's somebody that pops into my chat sometimes. I fucking ran into him at like 5 in the morning playing that game. And he's like, "What chonk?" And I was like, "What the fuck? Sweaters?" I was like,
Sweaters?
"What are you doing playing this game?" And he's like, "I don't know. Everybody just like everyone seems to play it now." And I was like, "Holy shit!" Like the community's finding another game like it that everybody seems to like, and it was just crazy running into him doing that. And then he popped in chat, and I just streamed it for a bit. It's a load of fun.
Well, I think what it is, it's like the wave of IO games because a lot of these IO games, we were mentioning, Chromebook users and people with lower end computers in general, they can play these type of games, you
Yeah,
know?
and still have quite a bit of fun.
Exactly. I mean, IO games, I'm pretty sure, although run way better on a gaming setup, obviously, are kind of built around
Oh, they
this
are.
market, or this niche audience to where, yeah, they'll get kids playing because the kids are going to play on browser. The browsers have ads, and they're going to make a little bit of money while
Mm-hmm.
also offering an awesome game.
Yeah. Well, what kind of and this is like kind of sidetracking a bit, but
That's okay.
with that, what kind of sucks is that they don't have bigger backings because my dad's company specifically builds servers, right?
Right.
Um, and they build their games so it's all server side. so your
Okay.
PC doesn't do any of the work. So like any of like the crumbling animations, like physics and stuff, like physical stuff breaking or shooting, all server sided, no task on your computer. So any
Nice.
computer could run it. So what sucks is it sucks that these IO games don't have that kind of like implementation, I guess, where literally you could run it steady 60 FPS and it's all server sided instead of like client side.
I mean, that sounds awesome, and I'm for that because if a server can handle my game running, then great because it takes the load off of my PC. But I mean, at some point, that server is going to be maxed out because you have to put loads of money into it.
That's
Maybe
the
not
thing.
up
It costs
front.
money. It costs mega money.
Yeah, because you're going to
Yeah.
have to keep upgrading it as the user base, keeps rising.
Yeah, from what I know is that they usually set it to a pretty high max before, like even before
Oh, nice
it
to
gets
give them that
big,
leeway.
to give them leeway, just in case, because as soon as like let's say a game pops off, well,
Hmm.
the servers start crashing, that game could die so
Hmm.
quickly. We'll get a terrible reputation. Oh, the server sucks. Well,
Oh yeah,
fuck. Now it's dead. So yeah, but
yeah. Go
yeah,
ahead.
I don't even know what I was gonna say, James.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I thought I hate. I've been like trying to interrupt you or like trying to time limit you're about to talk or.
Yeah,
But it. What I was gonna say before we went off into our side tangents and bringing up like, just some of the things we touched on about hackers and verifying emails. But as a streamer, I got into Krunker because Krunker eventually became fun to me.
yeah,
I played it for the first time about a year ago, but I was on a shitty PC. And then once I actually built a PC that could run it, I was like, I was about it. And then I played it again. So it took me 3 times or 3 tries to finally start falling in love with it. And that's because it's fast paced, it's competitive. Like you said, the skins and building towards something or like building your collection of skins
mm-hmm.
and classes and mastering classes, or loadouts, for instance. It's all fun, but also being a streamer and streaming this game is super beneficial.
It
I think we
is.
all start playing this game. I think a lot of us, I don't want to call myself OG because I just started playing it within the year, but I did start playing it because it was fun rather than a streamer hearing about this game and being told that, well, it'll get your viewer count up. I mean, but it is beneficial to a streamer, right?
Yeah, so I was actually the complete opposite. I was
Mm-hmm.
that when I first started streaming, because like when I
Oh,
first started
okay.
streaming, I streamed like Valorant and a whole bunch of other shit, Rocket League, and I didn't touch Krunker because I didn't really know
Mm-hmm.
about it. Then
Right.
I played it a long time ago, like season one, and I never touched it again. I completely forgot about the game. And then one of my friends was like, and I wasn't Philly yet, and he was like, "Have you tried Krunker?" He's like, the community's pretty small, but there's some decent viewers and decent numbers. So like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I did play the game at first to basically get affiliate.
Mm-hmm.
But like literally like 4 streams in, I fell in love with it. It was
At
a little bit.
some point.
At some point, you fall in love with it,
Y-
love with it. Like that's the thing.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, you get sucked into it.
yeah, because I was like, like I was seeing like, oh, like as the day I streamed it, I had 10 concurrent viewers. And I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? So I
Which
just
is
get,
super awesome for any small streamer.
yeah, no, I was at like maybe 120 followers, if that. So,
Wow.
like all of a sudden I was like, damn, this is pulling in numbers. So I just kept streaming it and kept streaming it. And like I tried to variety stream, but like I was kind of just like, I'm not seeing the numbers. I'm not affiliate yet, blah, blah, blah. And then finally, there was one time I went back to it, and I think the chat was trying to teach me how to slide hop. And once I finally figured it out, there was something so accomplishing about that just made me want to keep playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And then you get your first 500 KR, which is if you don't know what Krunker is, KR, it's their currency,
yeah,
in-game currency, which isn't hard to figure out. But then you get your first 500 KR and you do a spin and you get a couple of cool skins.
yup. The skins
You're
drew me
looking
in
at
pretty good too.
oh, dude, for real. Or like being able to master your classes, like the fact that they had so much they've already built so much into this game
Yup.
and so many layers and levels that it's like, oh, I want to try to get it unobtainable, even though it's like a what
Still trying to
0.01%
do
chance.
that, but
Oh
yeah.
god, dude. I can't believe that Buddha on 199 FPS, got his first unobtainable, or spun his first unobtainable, and it was the RGB.
It was the exotic.
Exotic, excuse me. Thank you. It was the exotic. That's insane.
Yeah, dude.
I want an unobtainable.
I'm hunting for it as well, but I mean,
I want one, Chunk.
yeah, I don't know. It's crazy how much. The thing is that like it was really cool and like the masteries, like getting level 100 with a class and like getting a mastery for it, and you get a different skin, a cool special skin. It really it intrigued me until I realized how fucking long it takes. Like that's the only thing with the masteries that really bothers me a little bit, is that I did pretty much 7 months. I went back and forth with the AK for 7 months.
Right.
But all of a sudden, I just played sniper all the time and grinded it and grinded it. And that's the class you get the most XP for. So, it's the one that's going to level up the fastest if you keep using it. So I was grinding it, and finally 7 months later of like 8 hours a day, nonstop grinding, sometimes 12, finally hit level 100. And now I'm doing it with the AK, and it is so much slower. And it's something that bothers me is that, one, you have to pay 10,000 KR to get the mastery, to buy it, after you just put this much time into it, right?
Oh.
And then, which 10,000 KR is like, for me, that would at least be $20 Canadian, $25 Canadian.
Yeah, and it would be $35 would get me
20,000.
35. Yeah. So it'd be $35 US
for 20,000.
For 20,000, and that's only to buy a 10,000 KR product or skin.
Yeah. There's other ways you can go about it. You can get the 7,500 package and then the lower packages for cheaper,
that's true. You could.
But it's just something that kind of bothered me a little bit, is like, you grind it for X amount of time at a ridiculous amount of time, and then you have to pay. It's kind of like, it's like a kick in the teeth, you know what I mean? Like I get the company, like the company themselves have to make money, but like that is not their main source of income, are those masteries, because I'm guessing maybe 3% of the Krunker community have those masteries, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like,
well, what about like the 1 year cape? The 1 year cape, when I hit my 1 year mark, I can get the 1 year cape for 100 KR.
Yeah, see, that doesn't bother me because you can grind that out and
easily, but it's obtainable. Whereas if a 13-year-old cracked fucking player is playing on a decent rig and is grinding and gets to that point, but doesn't have the KR, I mean, it's going to take them another, maybe 40 to 36, 40 hours to get another 10,000 KR, and that's if they truly grind it just like nonstop.
Well, yeah, if you grind an hour a day for a month, you end up with 17K KR.
That's insane. So somebody that just put 500 plus hours into grinding out, whatever mastery they want, and then to only be stopped or walled off by a 10,000 KR product that you just grinded for. You're right. I mean, why not lower? Because in 500 hours, and I'm only using that because Kashi put out a video of him, taking 500 hours to unlock, I think it was AK Mastery, and I watched it. So I'm going to use that as just kind of the scale.
A reference, yeah.
Exactly. And I think that was 500 hours from a certain level. It was like level 40, I think. But it wasn't even like, level 1 to 100. How does somebody put that much time in to just be walled off by a 10,000 hour skin product? Because in that time, Yendis is making money through that 500 hours of playtime through ads. Assuming that the kid was using a browser with ads, you know what I mean?
Well, even the clients have ads.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what you use. The ads will always be there.
I think the browsers are a little bit more apparent with ads, whereas the clients
they hide it a little bit more. Right. Yeah, they're subtle, but there's always that one ad at the bottom. at the very bottom, there's always
Yeah.
that one like stretched fucking like billboard ad every time.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but before I downloaded the client, I was playing on browser, and on browser, I don't know if they've changed it, but there were ads that just popped up. Like it was an entire
When
video.
I played on browser, there was never ads that popped up, and that was like
Okay.
7, 8 months ago.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's the time I was
But I also
starting
had
to
ad
also.
blocker.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't have any of that stuff, and I'm pretty sure I remember videos popping up.
Yeah,
Even on the
maybe.
official client, there was like a week stint where I would get random ads that like video ads that popped up.
Oh, wait. I know what you're talking about. Okay, so that's another thing is where they dox you. The ads,
Oh,
yeah, those, yeah, never mind. Random ads will pop up. No, it will. I'm remembering now because I got doxed on stream when that one of the
so
ads popped up.
so a kid. So and I guess I'm trying to paint the picture that I don't know if Yendis as a company really needs that 10,000 KR dollar amount, a purchase to be made for 10,000 KR, because in that time of this kid grinding out this mastery in 500
He
plus
should have,
hours,
yeah, 10. I think that's the idea, but
that's what.
also they still want to spend for other skins. Like it's kind of like a wishy-washy, like, yeah, you could save for this X amount of hours, but look at how many new skins come out
Yeah,
between that time.
and we want cool shit.
Yeah, exactly. So it to me it's just it's a kick in the teeth. Like it doesn't
Hmm.
seem like they're making a whole lot of money from that specifically. Totally different standpoint as a
Right.
business and a company if they were, but like looking at it even from the outside, it's got to be a minimal amount, like a
What and
tiny
just
tiny amount.
and knowing their larger user base, I mean, there how many streamers are actually streaming? Like, because I would say that the few handfuls of streamers that are actually streaming it, that are of our age or somewhere in our age range, are the ones buying it. I guess there are some older comp players that are also
Mhm.
maybe purchasing a couple things, but the larger user base is the younger audience,
Yep.
and they're not going to be spending money. So are they trying to squeeze? And I'm not trying to paint a bad picture on Yendis as a company or Krunker in general. I'm just saying, like, are they trying to maybe squeeze the money out of us a little bit by pigeonholing us into a wall that we're being blocked off, where we have to buy KR to spend 10,000 KR on a mastery class that we've just achieved? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's more of a like you don't have to buy it kind of thing, right? Like it's something that is
Hmm.
not necessary to the game.
Right.
Which is completely right, but when you
It's
grind
true.
it that hard, it's like, or when you grind it for that amount of time and you put that amount of actual time into it of your life, it's like
Hmm.
you kind of want to feel a little more rewarded than having to go and purchase this item after you've just put that much time into it.
So a thought just popped into my head with Call of Duty, for instance. If somebody wants to get like their gold skins
Mm.
for a certain class, they have to grind every single gun in that class and master every single one of those guns all the way through, do all the challenges to unlock the gold skin. But once we get to the gold skin, we don't have to pay to get that gold skin. Now the next tier, which is, I forget, there's three different.
Damascus,
Yeah, there's a Damascus class, and then I thought there was one more. There was
Black
gold,
Pearl or something, or
maybe, and then there was Damascus being the top, like the third top tier, right?
yeah,
You don't have to pay for those. Imagine having to grind all of those classes out in multiplayer and then having to buy Damascus.
yeah. No, that'd be fucking ludicrous. And also, I'm pretty sure it takes less time to grind those classes out than it does to get level 100 with a class in Krunker.
It might. So I was watching another video and they were talking about, I think it was that same Kashi video, where he was saying that every level you go up, you get that same. So let's say you start out, you're at level 20 and it's 100,000 experience points to get to level 21. Well, once you get to level 21, now it's no longer 100,000. Now it's like 103,333, and then it keeps going up that
Yeah,
3,333 every class. So by the time you're getting to level like 90, well, now you're
it's
doing like
it's back over.
it's fucking crazy. You got to get back to a million five, and then you go to a million five, 3.333, and then you just keep going and building up from there. It's like you're right. It does take a long time to get to a mastery level, you know?
Yeah, I think by the time I was done with Sniper, I was at like 285,000 XP or something,
Wow.
which is that's a fucking lot considering you only go up like 1,000 to 3,000 every game if you do really good.
That's insane.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But I mean, otherwise, like you said before, like the community is just insane. Like the channel, you won't really experience like channel growth or that kind of thing with any other game that I've seen on Twitch. That
No,
like
it's true.
in depth community that just such a tightly wound community.
It runs so deep, and I would say for the most part, everybody's really supportive. There's a lot of fucking cool people
Oh, there
that have
is.
come in.
Yeah,
There's
no,
so many cool
100%.
people.
Like the bigger streamers who are more kind of situated and like integrated to into Krunker are all
Hmm.
just super nice. Like they'll raid you, they'll come to your chats, they're just homies. Like
Yeah,
the
they are.
open
They
arms,
really
right?
are. Oh yeah.
So it's really cool to kind of see that because I remember going into like I'm gonna use Carson's as a good reference because
Hmm.
he was the first person that rated me, and I went in to say thank you one day. I was like so nervous. I was like, holy shit, he's got like 10K fucking followers on Twitch. Like, does he even care and whatever? And he was just super sweet and super nice. And like, you kind of care a little bit about what this person thinks of you, and you're like, oh shit, first impressions. Now it's like he's a fucking weeb like me, dude. He's like, I don't know. It's so weird
Just
going into like first meeting these bigger CCs compared to like
yeah.
how we see them now. Of just like, oh hey, what's up, Carson? Like just these chill dudes, or hey, what's up, mommies? Like,
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, because when you first see it, like when I first started playing, I didn't know that KTV was a thing. So I'm sitting here, looking at a streamer that, quite possibly has, 300 people in his chat and chatting them up. And the chat's fucking, nonstop, just a feed of just kids
mm,
just going down. Yet they still are able to pinpoint. And this is me back in that perspective of me being super new in the community, but then them taking the time out to just say, like, oh, hey, how's it going?
yeah,
You
no,
know,
that
it's
that stood out. Yeah,
I love it, bro. It's like such a tight knit community, and for the most part, everybody's looking out for each other that's streaming it. And if I can hop into a guy who's streaming in the UK at like 2 o'clock, my time, 2 in the morning my time, and he's got his own little community built. Then
yeah,
I'll see people that I know that are in my chat that live in the states that are also hanging out with him, and they're like, "Oh, hey James, hey Chunk, like what's up?" And it's
yeah.
just like, dude, the community's so tight knit and so like personable that I don't know. That's just another aspect that I just really love about it.
Yeah, no, it's mad crazy, and actually, that just made me think about when you said somebody else that lives in the States as well. Is there was somebody who came into my chat who plays Krunker and watches Krunker streamers who actually is from
Hmm.
my city.
Oh,
Like,
really?
I was fucking blown away, dude. Like, I was shocked. Like, I thought he was bullshitting, right? Because he said he lived in my city, and he said you're Canadian. I was like, yeah, I'm from Canada. He's like, where? And I was like, oh, BC. He's like, well, what city? I told him, and he said he lived in the same city. I was like, no, This is when
That's
like
so awesome.
this was before I even had 1,000 followers, and
Wow.
so it was a while back, and I was like, nah, nope, not possible. I was like,
Hmm.
tell me our city's landmark. Like, what statue do we have specifically that somebody from my city would know? And he said
There.
it, and I shit my pants. Like,
He's following me. He's a
yeah,
fucking creep.
like as soon as he said it like so specifically, and then he started explaining the area around that like little like fountain that I was trying to get
Hmm.
him to say, and I was like, holy fuck, this person actually lives here.
Dude,
Like,
that's awesome.
so weird, so
And you
weird.
actually got lucky that he wasn't a creep or wasn't a fucking
Exactly,
asshole.
exactly.
No.
It was just
And
some
then
14-year-old little kid who likes Krunker that lives in my
and it
city.
goes to show that most of the people in the Krunker community are pretty fucking awesome.
Hundred
I, there's
percent.
a there's a somebody with a gamer tag of it's something PDX, and I think sorry I had a hair in my mouth. I think they also stream, and I've ran into this guy in game multiple times, and I keep trying to chat him up like, hey, I'm from the Portland area as well. And I mean, I guess PDX is his name, right? So
Mm-hmm.
PDX is short for Portland, and PDX is also short for Portland, Oregon in general. It's specific because if people don't know, there's also a Portland, Maine, but Portland, Maine, they don't ever refer to Portland as a city in Maine, PDX. But
Okay.
that's like the short acronym name, not acronym, but the short name for Portland, Oregon. And I keep trying to chat him up every time I run into him in a game because we run the same servers. Obviously, if we're both on this side, we're both on the SV servers, unless he's got a better connection to a different one. But I always try to chat him up, and he never fucking responds.
Fucking guy,
He
dude.
he goes me, bro.
You're getting
you
ghosted.
know,
You
you
could have
know.
walked past this person in your
I
life.
could have. I could have, and we could have become friends. And I don't mind, and we could kick it on my couch and watch New Girl or something.
The odds of
I've
this
been.
motherfucker wanting to watch New Girl are 0 to
First,
nil.
first off, New Girl is such a funny show, bro. I have been obsessed with it all fucking week.
Really?
I love it. Yo, I love it. Have you seen it?
No, dude.
Please just start somewhere in season 2. You just start. Fuck, you can start in season 1, but I started in season 2 randomly because my Netflix just popped up that way, so I just started it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny, bro. I think you would. I think you would love
Okay.
it.
Okay. I'll check
Three
it out.
guys, 3 guys move in with a girl, or a girl moves in with 3 guys, and just the dynamic between all 4 of them is incredible.
Okay, is she like a bra girl?
No, she's a girly girl. She's like a girly girl that tries to hang with the guys. Super dorky.
Oh.
She's super dorky, a little nerdy, but super cute. It's Zoe
Oh,
Deschanel
okay,
who plays
fair.
the.
I thought you meant it was more like that cringy shit that's like I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but just like, hey, I'm one of the guys, haha,
No,
dicks, and I'm just like thinking
no,
about
no,
it in
no,
my
no, no.
head.
She's not. No, bro. She's not like that at all.
Well, Joan of
She's
Arc
just like
action.
real sweet. Just tries to hang out with, just be one of the guys while not making it awkward that she's the only
Okay,
girl living
okay,
with 3 other dudes. You check it out.
I'll check it out.
Anyway, speaking of New Girl, Krunker, what we were talking about. My brain, bro. It just goes from 0 to 100 in so many directions.
Oh, dude, it's just firing in all pistons all the time, but sometimes those pistons just shoot different directions.
Exactly. So basically, dude, look, I hope nobody thinks that we're talking shit about this game because this game has so much potential and it's already achieved so much in building its player base
Yep.
and just building a certain dynamic to the game to make people want to grind it out,
Mhm.
and the community is also very charming in ways. Obviously, there's going to be toxic people, but there's toxic people in
Everywhere.
every community,
Everywhere.
exactly. So, I hope nobody thinks that, and I think we've done a really good job at not painting Krunker to be a terrible game. People are going to have their opinions if they want. No big deal. We love it. We enjoy playing it. Obviously, playing the game so long, we're able to kind of like pick apart some of the looser ends that maybe
Yeah, no, I
that
think
should be tied up a little more.
I think some constructive criticism is due with anything,
I
right?
think so too.
Like with
Yeah.
if let's say if somebody made a podcast randomly or talked about how we could do better with our streams, I'd
Yeah.
fucking listen. I want to hear what they have to say, like I as a business, because we're technically a business, you should be open to new ideas or maybe what people have to
Of
say.
course.
So
Of course.
I
Did you
kind of look
see?
at it that way.
No, you're absolutely right. Have you seen their latest, like, quote unquote competition, the 50,000 USD
For the game
competition for a
making,
new
right?
game mode? Yeah.
Okay, so it's for a new game mode.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no,
And
I did see that, but I never I told my dad about it even. I never I kind of looked at like the rules and stuff, but other than
Mhm.
that, I haven't clicked on it.
Yeah, I watched a video. I forget whose video it was on YouTube, but they were talking about it. And yeah, 50,000 US dollar. I think it's split up into different payments, but that's another because of this. And I've been thinking about it a lot since that announcement's been made. But if a company is able to pay even in increments up to 50,000 US dollar,
Yeah.
then why couldn't a game
Yeah, no.
afford
For sure.
afford anti cheat?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
take it one step further than just the email, even though that's like bare minimum that could be done, but why not enable an anti-cheat? You know,
A hundred
just if you
percent.
you know, it's just different things that float around in my mind, you know?
Yeah, no, I also gave that a good bit of thought as well.
Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one then.
Yeah, no, I
Hell yeah.
kind of thought about like, they're splashing out 50K for this, and awesome, makes the community want to
Mhm.
get creative, but a new map isn't the issue. So
Right, exactly.
it's kind
Sure,
of
it'll be fun and it would engage people because I know a lot of people are, you know, creating new raid maps and new
mhm.
parkour levels, you know, and that's all fine and dandy, you know, that's not a huge issue to me, but to offer $50,000, you know.
It kind of just feels like like I personally don't feel like Krunker, and I'm not the business, right? So
Hmm.
whatever, it's just my opinion. It doesn't feel like Krunker's ready to be handing out that kind of money for such a thing yet.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what? I know we're getting pressed on time here, John. Can we take
Yeah.
a second? Would you mind if we maybe shouted out just a few people part of our communities? Because I
Fuck
think
yeah,
that
dude. I'd love that.
do you have anybody off the top of your head that you want to give a few just say a few names or whatever?
Well, the first man that ever put me on to Krunker basically, kept me
Mm-hmm.
playing, Mr. Please Cheese. We'll throw his link down in the description as well. We'll throw some links down there. Uh,
Hell yeah.
that motherfucker, you're awesome, and I love you. And you guys better go check out his stream because he's funny as shit.
Hell yeah. No, I fully support that. Max Dangs was the first person to bring, and again, I know people have heard this already, but Max Dangs, shout out to him. He was the first person to bring me into the Crunker community and invite me in. And then from there, I met you and
Mm,
Cheese and Habit, and I fucking love the shit out of you guys. And then obviously it just grows over after
all the
that. But what
homies,
about all the homies, dude? But what about smaller, just regular chat viewers
regular chat
that
viewers that
yeah,
stream.
do you have? Yeah, just like a few names that you don't have to
Uh,
say any words, just a few names out there just to give them some love, you know?
ill Alex, kindest,
Fuck yeah.
kindest man I've ever seen. We'll sus in chat
Hell yeah.
sometimes, but very wonderful streamer. I love him.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
is it's Slashy or is it just Slashy?
It's slashy.
It's Slashy. Also another very kind person, and those two I think are gonna blow up in the community with time.
I agree. Yo, Slashy's got I say this. I was actually in this chat the other day and I was like, dude, like, I love your CSS. Oh, I like your transitions. He's the guy, like you were there when I purchased the transition,
Yeah,
you know, through Fiverr or whatever. But it was him that motivated his stream that motivated, dude. He's got a great A stream.
he does. I could see him going pretty far, pretty quick here.
Same.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if you know if he got verified in the community because he's holding significant numbers. You know.
he is. He's holding more numbers than I am recently. So I could see it's
Yeah,
coming. It's coming.
definitely. Let's give fucking Bad Habit a shout out as
Fuck
well.
yeah, love that's a
L Bad
homie.
Habit L. Oh, dude, fucking huge homie, super fucking nice. Again, he's another one that just started fucking talking me up when Max Danks brought me into the community. Yeah, that motherfucker needs a blue check mark for damn sure.
Yeah, that one's a long
But
time coming.
yeah, a very long time coming. Yeah, shout out to him because he's fucking shown all the love and support when he can, and appreciate the shit out of him. What about smaller people, like smaller just viewers? Just a few names.
Like just people who will come by and watch.
Yeah, and just talk you up.
Region, I love you, homie. Homie's there
Nice.
for almost every stream. Logan, you little shit poster.
Logan, fucking AKA Tortilla Face. We won't say
AKA,
anything.
yep, the little shit poster tortilla face himself.
Yep,
Dude, there's so many. Like that's the thing is like there's
I
so much
know.
love and support. I'm just trying to roll through my head. Oh, Bry Sandwich.
Yes,
Fuck,
Bryce
love
Sandwich.
that homie, dude.
Uh huh.
Always shows up to streams. Just a whole. There's just so many of them, dude. Blizz, little
Oh
humble
God,
bastard. He shows up a
Blizzy
lot
got the
too.
glizzy.
Blizzy got the glizzy. What about you?
I got a few fucking. I'm just gonna run through some names here. Cap Arrival exists. He is one of my mods. He's super awesome. A bit on the younger side, but he's shown great maturity and he fucking helps me mod my chat. Killer Rick from being there day one ever since I got rated by Sicky. He's been hanging out and we play Apex together sometimes. We got Shade Plays, who's become a big part of the not only the stream community, but also my Discord community. Who else do we have? We've got Navor Savage. Pluto the dog is cool. Who else we got? Oh, Aspect. Got to show Aspect.
Aspect, gotta get that love. Yeah, no.
Huge fucking part of the Krunker.
He's a mod in my chat. Yeah.
Oh, he's a mod in everybody's fucking chat,
Yeah.
bro. for damn sure. Obviously, the homies are up there, bro. But you look, don't feel bad if we didn't say your name. Don't feel bad.
We're just running short on time.
We're just running short on time. We love the shit out of you guys and all the support. Chunky baby. Oh wait. Use code D3 when you're buying KR. Help support the homeboy.
I'm cutting that out of this episode. I can't
Fuck
believe
you,
this. I can't believe.
Fuck
If we're
you,
not
bro.
sponsored by Pedigree, I don't want to hear code D3.
Fuck you, bro.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, bro. Roll us out of here.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is episode number 6, and we really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that fucking noti bell, dude. It's literally free. It's free PR. You're boxed like a fish if you don't. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Oh.